Welcome to another edition of Dizzarian Plays Everquest 2 TLE Time Lock Expansion. I am just finishing up after the heirloom quest that we did, the Shiny Brass Halberd. If you didn't get a chance to see that, you should go check that out because I thought it was pretty good. And today we are going to finally go into the Enchanted Lands, which starts at level 30. So, I'm here on my horse, and let's take a travel. We are on the Nectalis Forest docks, and we are going to Enchanted Lands. You can see here on the map, it actually tells you what level all of these zones are. Oh, or I could go to Zek. Should I go to Zek or the Enchanted Lands? Oh, do I want to fight orcs or... Let me see. I think... I'm glad I checked that out. I thought Zek was a level 40 zone. Tell you what, we might just go to both of them in this episode and just kind of see what each one looks like. How about that? I intended to go to Enchanted Land, so let's go there first, and we'll see what happens when we get there. Ooh, and there's 2 copies of it. And here we are landed, and you can see we just got the update, and there is quite a handful of quests here. And I know most of the quests from experience have you running all around in this area off the beach. So it's a great area to just grind away on some things, get a lot of quest updates as well. Come closer, and we shall begin your quest for Enlightenment, my child. You are expecting me? Yes, for I am an Auger. Auger. And that means I foresee the future. I knew you would come forward to learn the meaning of life from me. You are intensely curious as I am. Curiosity drives us toward our potential, but we need guidance to reach it. You offer such guidance? Aha. The meaning of life. 3 meanings of life, I guess. There are many meanings of life that I can teach you, only 3. The first meaning is that of nimble mind. Curiosity is a start, but you must be able to unravel this mystery to proceed. You have slain many feared feeders and shoal serpents. You have collected 25 heads and 56 legs. How many of each have you slain? Oh my god. Was that really a question? I'm an orc. I don't do math. Let's see. Let's just, you have collected 25 heads and 56 legs. I don't know. Let's see. I have, 15 fear feeders and 10 serpents. Let us try something else simpler. If a parent has 5 children, how is it possible that half of them are males? If they're all male, half will be male, so will the other half. Aha, yes. You are well on your way to learning the intellectual meaning of life. Of course, the questions are simple, but we all must start somewhere. Take a moment to consider what you have learned. We can continue. All right. Are you ready? Yes, I suppose so. Look beyond the dock to the shore. The snalt snappers wander back and forth, sometimes preventing swimmers from reaching land. Do you think this should continue? You want me to remove the turtles? I like turtles. There. You see how much easier such conclusions are reached once you've exercised intellectual meaning of life? Yes, you must clear the path of the shore. I will wait for you here. Okay, I will be back. Yeah, I didn't know the riddle, and I didn't want to do math. I have to do that all the time in my real job, so...
Stinking yellow fairies! You'll do this for me, right? You'll do this for Fritz.
Oh, sure, Fritz. 35. Okay, so that one's not quite leveled. Appropriate. Please ignore the noise. I'm getting my roof worked on right now, and they are making all sorts of racket out there. If you can hear that.
Hello.
Is there some place I can learn about the Enchanted Lands? Don't I wish. I've been trying to get a museum built to honor our fallen and tell folks the history of our beloved old misty thicket in Rivervale. Say, you don't have time to help me out instead, do you? I suppose I can help. Alright, there's a level 30. And she wants me to go gather up some of the artifacts around the area. So that'll be a good one. So that's good. We got some quest star levels. These misty lands are very dangerous. One can't even picnic and slumber without being pestered by the critters. You say that like they've ruined your picnic. Ruined my picnic, ruined my slumber, ruined my reading time. I was just minding my own when these blasted briar pobs came rambling toward me. I ran for my life, left all my goodies to the critters. I can look for your goodies. Ah, look. This is a level 30 quest and it would update our gear. So that's very, very good. We might have to end up doing our questing here. And then I believe, yes, right here. The blues.
As you can see, the halflings and sea mist fairies staved off the majority of the evil from this small area of the Enchanted Lands. But we fear that as they grow older, local creatures are becoming more and more tainted. Please show some mercy and thin out their population. It's for the best.
Sure, I'll help you. Another level 30.
Very well then. Thin out the overpopulation of beasts living on this side of the wall.
And that was a blue quest. The feather was blue. Ah, yes. Which means that it is a repeatable. So there'll be several of those. You can go back and forth to her and get all of those different repeatable quests. So you can see here we've got lots of that. There's a sprite that we're going to have to get, and eventually we'll have to get some of these wasps. And it's a really good, quick area to level in. And I really think that we'll be doing this instead of Zek. But since it is the same level, we're going to go over to Zek and see what we do. Also, whenever you're running around the Enchanted Lands, you're going to pick up a lot of these. These are the collectibles here, and this isn't the only one. There are several of them. So just pick up as many as you can and go with it. So let's go, instead of starting to grind, let's go over to Zek and have a look there. I like killing orcs, and Zek is all about the orcs. And there's a great zone at the end called Deathfist Citadel that we will do later on when we hit around level 40, I think. I think that's the level for that. So we'll do that later on. Alright, let's go on to Zek the Orcish Waste. Alright, an update just when we get here, and we can see it also starts in a bay, and there are several quests here, and these take you a little further out. So let's see the type of quests we've got going on here.
We take the island when all we have are these pathetic defenders.
I agree.
I don't have time to talk. Can't you see this port is under siege? Get to the front and help.
It doesn't look like it's under siege.
This was not always a land of barren rock and smoke-filled skies. Before the orcs, there was green. Once, this was a part of the jagged pine forest, but after the lands were torn apart, the orcs happened upon its shores.
Tell me more.
The orcs claimed this land, and in the isolation began harvesting the resources to rebuild their war machine. They claimed it Zek. Now, here they stand in a wasteland empire. The Death Fist Empire.
And who are you?
I am Tyr Dahl, and it was in these wastes that I found my purpose. I sailed aboard the Far Wind, a refugee boat en route to the Isle of Refuge, when orc raiders seized our vessel and took us all for slaves or slaughter.
How did you escape?
After many long months toiling in a great mine pit, a band of rescuers happened upon us. Our rescuers were silent and deadly active. They were the Green Hoods. They saved me and gave me new purpose among their ranks.
I wish to help your cause. Ooh, that is level 39.
This far-seas
not gonna be
port
good.
must remain
That'll
open
be
for
later on.
supplies and defenders. But the orcs' catapults have been pummeling the docks. You must meet up with one of our Green Hoods beyond the walls. He's a trap master, and he'll tell you how to save this port.
I'll seek out the trap master then. So, That's not a good sign. That's at level 39. So that's going to be hard to fulfill. We're only level 30. I'll go Bog Strutter. I don't know what burns more, my poor eyes or my throat. Those orcs have ravaged this land and filled the air with cinder. No beast, not even orc, will be able to live in the blackened lands. Why don't you just leave? Oh, sure, why don't you just leave and strut back into the pit of anonymity that has plagued my family for centuries? No thanks. I make my stand for the Bog Strutter name right here and right this day. Did you say Bog Strutter? Or Boot Strutter? Boot Strutter? Boot Strutter. He says Bog Strutters, but he says Boot Strutters here. No, I said Bog Strutter. B as in brilliant. O as in omnipotent. G as in the greatest ever. Bog Strutter. Forget Boot Strutter. By the time I am done with my work, no one will forget the name Bog Strutter. What was that note? There was a message that just went by. What was that? Oh, right here. Just checking in on Nora. Posted TLE results and vote timelines on the forums under the TLE tag. Oh. We're going to look that up here in a second. So let's see. Forget the Boot Strutter. By the time I am done with that, my work, no one will forget the name Bog Strutter. Bare Essentials. Naked wear coming in a few hours to the marketplace for ogres who hate clothes. Ooh. What are you working on? I'm not working on anything now. I took a few steps beyond the wall and fell smack into a horde of orcs. My notes went flying into the hands of those beasts. All I can do now is hopefully find some crazy adventurer to snatch my notes back. Well, what do you know? 31. Oh, I've got too many quests. I need to delete. Let's see. Let's do by level. And let's get rid of some of these old quests. Because we don't care. Someday we might go back to those, you know, like whenever they put in the chrono mages. Alright, we get this guy, and he's level 31. Yes, I can see a bit of madness in you. You'll do fine. And if not, I'm sure there's plenty more where that came from. Get a few mates and get my notes back from the orc. Alright. So, that one's still a little higher than the ones in Enchanted Land. So let's see what this guy has to say. It's always the way. You reach the end of... Wow, look at that spider. What is that? Nice. Okay. I don't know what that is. You reach the end of your life and realize that you cannot recoil from the past. I don't know if I remember things as they truly were or as I wish they were. And now I don't have the strength to do them over again. What do you mean? I believe there would be time later for me to remember, yet later is upon me, and the details have slipped away. I return to Zek to remind me of how it felt to first land here, but I am unable to climb the hills again. You don't look that old. I wonder, would you be able enough to retrace some of my steps to give me your impressions of this place? Oh, I'd be honored. Level 31. And let's finally talk to this troll. Muscles a bit flimsy and a bit grimy, but you may make a fine Excel's daily stew with a little hard work. Hey, I'm not a food source. So this one's like the, oh, what was her name in the Isle of Refuge? I forget what her name was, but she was a troll and she had us going looking for food stuff. So there's a bunch of those around in here too. And then we go from the docks up into the fort. And there are even more quests.
One look at you, and I can tell you're not from around here. What brings you to this wretched part of the world, stranger?
Just passing through.
Usually, people don't just travel through a place like this, but it's none of my business. If you can handle a dangerous job, I can use your help. Are you interested?
Sure.
A local seafaring company wants to set up an outpost on this land. I was hired to scout the area and clear out any hazards. I'm a little underhanded right now, and I need help dealing with any encounters I have with nasty beasts living in the area.
Sounds fine to me. What do you need done? 31.
For starters, can you clear out the dark creatures lurking about? Can you handle that?
No problem. And he wants me to clear out some orcs. And, just too big. Can't even see this guy.
Well met.
He's sitting behind the pole. Alright, we'll just... See, he's a Farseed supplier, so he wants just to kill more orcs. Everybody wants the orcs dead here, so I think it's pretty safe to say that's what all of these quests are going to be.
Salutations.
There's no fear in my eyes. I've seen it all. You've never met orcs as organized as these. The Deathfist Empire is no pushover. Their tactics have made them one of the greatest empires of the Shattered Lands. They eat pups like you for breakfast. Let me show you my bravery. Ooh, and that gets me... there's some nice quest items. We're going to get good gear by questing around in these Zek and Enchanted Lands. So it's definitely going to be something I'm going to be pursuing. And not just leveling up in a dungeon somewhere. So I want to be able to get these items. Looks like there's a quest in here somewhere. Nope, not in there. So he must be up on the ramparts. Hey, let me in. There we are. The Meandering Auger. So this is the one that just like we had in the Enchanted Lands. Let's see if he has any riddles for me. So you arrived at last. I wondered when you would seek my knowledge of the meaning of life. Oh, yes. You were expecting me? Yes, we've been through this before. What are the meanings of life? This is level 31. And the first meaning is going to share is the importance of planting for the grass we trod upon, and much of the food we eat is derived from the plants. The foul talons grunts attacked me on my way out to plant some of the seedlings and stole my mag of seeds from me. Please retrieve these seeds. I think it's not so much teaching me the meaning of life as just going to go get your seeds. So, looking at that, we now have... a good variety of quests in both the zones. Let me do a couple more deletes here. I try not to delete ones that I've got some progress in because I like to go back to them. But anyway, so we're going to do by current zone. We can see we've got 2 level 30s here, and the rest are 31s, which, you know, we could probably do a 31 quest easy enough, and a 39. Where in the Enchanted Lands, we have 4 level 30 quests and a level 35. So I think definitely we want to, let's start out in the Enchanted Lands, see how far we get us. It should be able to get us at least to 31. Easy enough, especially since I'm already halfway through. Did I see a little... Oh, it's the mailbox. I know I saw some kind of pop-up. Alright, so let's go to the Enchanted Lands, and as we're doing that, we're going to look up the results of the poll. So, we had a poll the other day about releasing the adventure packs before Desert of Flame. I thought, whenever I read this quest, and their polls are just not very clear, that what we were going to do was we were going to have a vote. Our next vote would either be for Split Paw or for Desert of Flames, right? The expansion Desert of Flames. Instead, it was just whether they should release it or not before the next expansion. And anyway, it says the Adventure Pack votes results are yes. We sent out a vote for the Adventure Pack, Split Paw, and Bloodline Chronicles, asking if you'd like to release them before the first expansion release, Desert of Flames. The final tally was yes with 80% of the votes. Very good. I'm glad everybody wants to do that. That means the server, by seeing an 80% vote on this means that the server in general, people who are playing on this server, really want to do it in the progression that it was released on the live servers, because Split Paw, actually it went, Bloodline Chronicles was first, and then Split Paw, and then Desert of Flames. It wasn't necessarily that quick, but it was that timeline. So both adventure packs will be released this Thursday, August 20th. It is Tuesday now, at 9 a.m. So on Thursday this week, we'll be able to do Split Paw and the Bloodline Chronicles, which I was very interested in because I knew there was zones on the Nectarless Forest Beach that I was supposed to be able to access, but apparently they're in those Bloodline Chronicles. So we'll be able to do some of those quests here on video in the YouTube. So hopefully by the end of this week or early next week, I'll have some videos up for you about Split Paw or the Bloodline Chronicles. Okay, so now we also need to talk about the Desert of Flame expansion vote and release details. The expansion release vote will begin on August 21st, so that is on Friday. And a yes vote will result in the expansion open on September 3rd during the hotfix. A vote for no, then the expansion will not release, and the same vote will resurface again on September 21st. Details of the vote. All levels, trade skill and adventure, can vote yes or no on the Desert Flame expansion. So they did change that. I knew that was coming, but initially they had said, you had to be level 30 to vote on these, but there was enough outcry saying, that doesn't really make sense for this first expansion at least, because, what's the point of rushing? It really puts those of us that are really trying to be nostalgic and see these videos, it puts us at a disadvantage in getting that vote, and then only the people who actually rushed would get a chance to vote. That doesn't make much sense. So I probably after Desert of Flame is released, then it will be within that 20 level, but we'll see what goes on. So all levels will be able to vote just over a week following the completion of the vote. We only recognize one and only the first vote per account, though all of the players' characters on TLE will receive an in-game vote in their mail. It will take a majority vote of 2/3 or more of the server votes to unlock the next expansion. That is another great news to me. So this, to me, this makes a lot of sense. We're much more in line with what I perceive this way this should go. I'm going to vote no for this first expansion. I'm not ready to go on. I want to get this guy to level 50. I've still got a ton of content to go through, and right now everybody's grouping up. I'm afraid if we moved on, even though it's only 10 levels, everybody would try to do Desert of Flame content. And Desert of Flame content's great. There's a lot of good stuff in Desert of Flame, but it's big. So everybody would be in Desert of Flame. All of this would get abandoned. So I would like to stay here at least for another month. And see where I'm at. Maybe even level another character higher. I've talked about it. I want to get my Warlock up, so it would be pretty nice to be able to have even 2 characters at level 50. But my main goal, I haven't been playing my Warlock. I want to focus on this guy, and especially do videos for you guys for EQ2. So I want to get through the content at level 50. But I don't see by Friday. There's no way I'm getting to level 50. I'll be voting no. Which is great, because we're going to have Split Paw, which is a lot of content. Not a lot, but I mean, it's a small adventure pack. We've got the other Bloodlines, and we've still got all of Zek and Enchanted Lands that we're going to be doing, and then all of Lava Storm and Everfrost to be doing. So there's a lot of great stuff coming. So we'll, hopefully, especially with 2/3 majority have to say to move on, that should hold it back, and I'm hoping it does. I hope that they actually post, if you're listening, and I know some of the devs watch this, I hope that the devs post what the results are for these polls. The more open that Daybreak is about what is going on like that, was very clear. They needed a message like that because everybody, there's been so many arguments about what the voting was going to look like, who it was going to be involved. I mean, there's just been so much around that. And it can all be cleared up just by being transparent and actually saying what you mean. And then, you know, not just be open. So it's been great. Been seeing the devs on all the time on this server, and that's terrific. It's so good to see them really making a good effort on this, and there's so many people playing, and yeah, it's a great time to be in Everquest 2, especially if you like this old content and stuff. I know there's some that are upset that they opened these because they took away a lot of the population on the live servers. And, you know, that's a valid concern. You know, there's sometimes, because I like that game too, you know, they're almost different games, but I like that game too, and there's some things I do kind of miss. You know, I jumped onto one of my characters earlier, and he had like 5 plat on him, and like he was only level 60, and so it was just kind of like, oh yeah, it was nice having money, because right now I don't have money, I have 36 gold. But that's okay. I'm enjoying this challenge more than anything. I think that this is so much fun. So here, oh, we get a fabric patch. That is another language quest. Where did my fabric patch go? There it is. So we'll do that. Accept that quest, and make sure we don't have any other. Yeah, we don't need that up there. I have it. In case you didn't know, I'm sure a lot of you do, but you can have these bags sort automatically. So if you go into bag options, like this one I want only for harvested items. So you can, well, let's do like this one first. So this one first has all of the items selected, right? And it tells, you can even change the size of the bag, so you can even make these really small if you wanted. Do the spacing. I mean, you could do all sorts of crazy things with it, which is pretty nice. So right now, this would basically set, you know, where all of my items dump. But for like this one, I have harvest, and I'll go ahead and do this. Contents, well, they are for sale. Yeah. And I'll hit apply. So right now, so anytime I pick up a harvest item, it's going to go into this bag. Same thing with this one. I have this one set up to where it takes in my house items and any quest items. So you can see here, house and quest, and these contents are not for sale because I don't want them to accidentally get deleted. You know, so here's all the items, which these might get deleted at some point, but you know, that have started quests or whatever, and then I've got a bunch of house items that I still need to put. And in my final bag, I just have contents are not for sale, and I have skip bags, so it shouldn't really fill up unless I run out of bag space. But in this one, I put any item that, you know, they're just kind of set back. Like right now, it has some of my, you know, some of my quested armor that I want to put in the bank, and you know, here's like a level 32 spell book that I want to keep, and then everything up here I usually sell. So in case you didn't know, that's how you can do some intelligent sorting on your bags. And let's kill a level 32 drone and see how we do with it. We should be all right. And there's even more quests than just the ones that are at the dock in the Enchanted Lands. And in fact, I'll head over that away. They're that away, I guess. To show you where they are. This guy was not a problem, so I think definitely Enchanted Lands is where we want to be. So we're gonna go up to here. There's a badger. I'm gonna kill the badger because if I remember right, they're kind of hard. They're one of the more not rare mobs, but there's not as many of them floating around, I don't think. There's a lot of cool things on this island. As you can see, it is an island that we're on. And on this island, So Zek is about the orcs, and Enchanted Lands is about the goblins. And the goblins have the most gross name dungeon there is, which is Runny Eye. Right here, Runny Eye Citadel. And we'll definitely be doing Runny Eye as well. Runny Eye is another great dungeon. But we're not there yet. That'll be closer when we get to 40, like in 38 or so, is where we'll want to pick that up and do it. And so there's Briar called Pause. I think I'm gonna run over here, but I don't know. Ah, yes, I am. Okay. Whoa! Don't want to run down into that crater by it. Briar Paw Bear. Okay, right over here. And I think this is where they start talking about the goblins in this little trailer. So, Deputy Hukvar.
Hello there.
You seem upset. You bet I'm upset. You see, they asked me to train the hounds, and now I can't get them to do anything. The hounds aren't responding to any of their training. I think water in these parts is the cause of the problem. Hey, I don't suppose you'd be willing to help, would you? What is it, Deputy? And that's a level 34, so it's not as important. Now I'm on my way. All right. So that wasn't as what I thought it was going to be. Yeah. So maybe some more quests down in there. We'll kind of see. Lots of good areas around here. Like I said, there's a lot of goblins running around behind this big wall. You see how there's like this big wooden wall is like a halfling area where there's tons of little people who live. And there's several quests that we'll be doing over in that area, and you can see there's a quest giver right there on the other side of the wall. And up here is where the museum is that she was talking about. And there's a quest giver down here. Up here in the... Boy, he's kind of spastic. Now, how am I going to fit through that little hobbit hole? Nope. And they're not hobbits, I know. They're halflings. But they've got little round doors like hobbits. Of course they're hobbits.
I have plenty on my mind without the likes of you barging in my home.
Well, I didn't mean to
Well,
intrude.
it's to be expected, I suppose. We're all a bit on edge nowadays. Not to mention our last group of miners hasn't checked back in for supplies. It's dangerous working out in the North Shore mines.
Can I help? And that's also a level 35 quest. I really need to clean up my quest log. It's getting bad. Ugh. So many of these I'm half done. Alright. Accept.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
It's a deal. Okay. So we've picked up all the quests around here, and I think this is probably a good place to stop. We've seen Enchanted Lands and Zek, so I hope you found this entertaining. If you did and you made it this far, hey, give me a like. I really appreciate all the comments and everybody who messages me in game and tells me you like the video. You know, don't ever hesitate. That is great. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. So I'll see you again next time. Bye.